Greetings, queens and kings, if you're stopping by. Welcome back to my channel. Now, family, episode 14. All for the D. Sabrina, I don't know. We are about to see what's going down. And it may be another baby coming up on the season. What you think, huh? Karen, you may not be the only one, girl, but we are about to hop in here. I hope everyone had an amazing week. Join this heat because of many of our areas, like here in Jersey, is pretty doggone hot. So I hope you staying cool this summer. Come on, let's get into it. Now, when we left off, you see old Jordan is here with Gary in the back seat. Listen, Gary gonna give his little threats and warn my man. I don't know if Jordan is necessarily built that way to to really handle a diabolical man like Gary, because he's on his back. He didn't tell him anything happened with his sister. He put a little bug in his head about Andy, like Penelope should have looked out for her because she was jealous and all this, like it was her plan, and a whole lot of envy on Andy's part. So he's acting like it's not phasing him, but Gary let him know he's not one to be messed with. And I think he really needs to watch out for Gary, because we know how he is. Old boy told him, should we handle that? And Gary's like, no, because I don't think, he has anything to worry about with Jordan. But hey, you never know. Jordan gets home and he's given, you could tell it, Gary got into his head because he got this little attitude, not really saying anything, giving her the cold treatment, not warm at all, hardly a kiss. He's just giving her his face and she could see it. But I'm like, cut it out with the puppy dog eyes, Andy, because you really shouldn't have been in this mess as it is. I don't think she should have ever got with Jordan because of the history with his sister and all this mess with Andy. But hey, now Pam is at the shop, her and Karen, and last week she knows, she found out what was going on with that whole mess. But they just basically cool, and wanted her to know if she had a problem with the situation with the loan from Aaron, and she said no, she was cool with it. I mean, that's her personal business, Karen. If he wants to do that, Aaron, you don't want to be bothered with him. You hate for the fact that you in this situation where one of the babies is his, but you need to start treating Aaron a little bit better, because he really is there for both of the twins. So he comes back in the office, and talking about things that he had picked up for the baby, and instead of being appreciative, she look at her face. She looking at Aaron like, Nuka, I don't want your stuff, but I just hate the way she doing him, because he really is trying. And he told her that he got, I think, an appointment for her to have a class because it's her first time. And Karen, you need help, with all that, as far as, lactation classes, how to give birth, what to expect. And I think that was very nice of her. And for her not to appreciate it, I think that was really ungrateful. So she needs to really check her attitude. So now we have Maurice. He up there messing with throwing balls or whatever, papers at the guy at the desk. I'm like, you can't mess with everybody, Maurice. Like, come on, don't start that mess again. Who knows? He probably doing the same thing the other Karen chick was doing. But Maurice need to watch it and be a little bit more grateful he got his job back. Now, in the meantime, of course, Sabrina had shared with Maurice the little situation with Karen. That's why I don't even understand why Karen upset with her for letting Danny know, because Sabrina shares with Maurice. So they going through that whole little banter and her little situation. And then somebody comes in to the bank that Maurice, of course, is checking out. But Maurice got this little banter going back about the situation with what she's going through with her friends. Maurice really don't care for them girls like that, so I don't think, Karen has to worry about anything when it comes to her sharing her business. Now, Tony, he's here at the house trying to apologize. And this guy really kills me because he has like a lot of big expectations of Danny when he's only been with her, what is it, 3 months or what have you. Then he comes up with this weak little one rose. And, the way he talked to her was like, I'm sorry that I thought you would have known better. Like, really insulting her over the situation with that tired rose. And she's supposed to forgive him for that. I don't think this is something easily to forgive because it's really an insult. And she wound up giving the flower away. But Tony really need to check himself. And I don't know. I ain't feeling him that much. Now, our girl is trying to woosah her little issues because she, not only the situation with these twins getting to her, and she's already dealing with, special needs child with Michael, and now she's dealing with her grades. So she's nervous about that. Karen is trying to tell her, it'll be okay. And then, she gets the little ding on her phone with a notification, and she don't even want to look. But come to find out, old girl got a D. And that's not her. Fatima's sharp, she's smart, and she's not able to concentrate with everything that's going on. She's really tired. She has a lot. Zach is not doing enough of his part for putting all these children on her. She dealing with a new baby now, and then she go there, she feed Michael, and she doesn't get any time for studying. So that whole dynamic is going to be challenging. What do you think about that situation with Fatima, Zach, and these babies? Now, old boy is up there trying to talk to his woman, I guess about later, trying to do a little small talk, checking in. And guess what? Old boy is at the house. Gary is at the house. So she basically just brushing him off. And he heard something. I don't know if Hayden wants to come to grips, but it sounds like he heard a familiar voice. And Gary was there talking about get off the phone with her own man, setting demands. And I don't know, Tamira's supposed to have a plan. But as we can tell, a little later, she's kind of catching feelings, and she think he is too, but she need to know better. Now, Jordan is on a Zoom with no pants on, which I think is crazy because he got this assistant here, and it's just giving me just vibes. So he's like, I don't need pants on, for a Zoom. But you got company there. Now, this guy, plotting against him, trying to get some information. He's really putting his guard down with this guy. I thought at one point when he looked at him, he was getting a little suspicious or maybe pretending he's comfortable with him. I don't know. In the back of my mind, maybe he's suspecting something from him, but I'm not too sure. So now Sabrina is having a talk with Karen, checking in with her. She letting her know how she feel. Aaron, this whole, no, she didn't talk about that with Aaron. They was having a conversation about something else, but she slipped and said, I know it's a lot you going on with your babies and the baby daddies. And she was like, wait a minute, what'd you say, baby daddy? I'm like, oh, yes. She was pissed off because she said, between, and who told you, between Fatima and Danny. I know Danny told you, but y'all supposed to be besties. So why should she care? You a little too upset about the wrong thing. So Zach is there with Michael, and she let her know about the situation, that something was going on, and Zach could tell something was going on, and she eventually told him it's the Grays. Like when I come in, we see her. She cooks dinner for her man. She got to go over things with little Michael because she know that being a new dad with Zach, this is all new to him. He probably not doing what he's supposed to do. So she covers down, with his baths in the morning, with breakfast before work. She's doing all that. And I don't think Zach is really, I think he's taking advantage, and it's too much going on with her, and she's getting really fed up. And I think he needs to put more time into her, especially like he said, when it comes to law school, and grades don't matter to him, but it matters to her. So hopefully that gets straightened out. Now, in the meantime, Danny gets a little visit from Pam. Now, these girls from Karen. Now, these girls are supposed to be friends since college. First of all, she's still pissed off with Danny for, suggesting the DNA. So that's an issue. But to sit up here and, treat Danny like she's scum. I never liked the way that Karen handled her. And I don't feel that she had any reason to go and apologize to her. But the way she seems to loathe her, you saw the look on her face, she can't stand her. And she was like, she made a comment going out the door that, they ain't gonna be friends for long or whatever. And I'm like, well, good riddance. You don't need that kind of treatment, Dan, and you don't need a friend that bad. Karen is ridiculous. You shouldn't, this your friend. Now we have Angela. Angela look good. I ain't see Angela in a minute. Sometimes Angela used to get on my little nerves, but she that friend, she that girl. And, sometimes she tells Fatima right. She not always one of those single friends who don't want her in a relationship. She's gotten better since the beginning. So, she's advising her, though, as far as the school and needing help and all this pressure that's on her. She's right. Like, you got to look out for yourself. This is basically what you want in all your life and your future. And to be with a man for what, just barely a little over a year, you have 2 children that you have to deal with. Well, one and one on the way. It's a lot dealing with just Michael alone. And Heather's not in the picture, as we can see. So she really needs to figure out how she's going to balance this relationship. Now, Hayden is there with old girl. And, really, I don't think she really feeling doing anything with him. But how could she deny Hayden? Because she just was with Gary. I think it's just nasty. But I think in the back of Hayden's mind, he's suspecting something, but he can't put his finger on it and doesn't know what she's doing because he saw her that she was on the phone and he's thinking that she's back to her old tricks again. And then, she tried to throw it on him to let him know, no, it's just about you. But Hayden, your suspicions are right. And I hope you stay on top of old girl because, yeah, she doing you dirty. So now here we go with old boy and Sabrina with their tricks. Like they have sex all the time. And, Rich doesn't want to have a baby, but why deal with a woman who is on fertility drugs, who wants to get pregnant? Yeah, you using a condom, but as you see, and then you want to tell your boys that she's trying to trap you because the condom came off, it's on the floor. Whose fault is that? She didn't do that. She didn't know. Y'all doing all these tricks or whatever. Did she pull it off you and throw it away? Come on, bro. She's not like that. She's looking to go to a sperm bank, but I think you may have already given her all the sperm she need. What y'all think? You think Karen will come up pregnant? Put it in the comments. Karen here, at the shop, as always with Sabrina. She feeling some kind of way to Sabrina, no, but I mean, she's telling her like, don't be that way, like towards Danny. Like for what? They supposed to be friends, but in all honesty, I think Karen just puts up with Danny. I don't really think she sees her as a friend. I think she sees her as beneath her. Put in the comments what you think about the dynamics of all these girls' friendships, because outside of some of them being friends with others, I don't think that all of them, in the regular world would be friends like that. They just, yeah, I don't see the dynamics with them. So she's trying, Tamara calling Gary to check in as if he really cares about her. She was like, thought you thinking about me? He was like, no, it is what it is. He using you for sex, boo-boo. Now she upset. Stick to the plan and set him up or whatever you plan on doing, girl, because Gary don't care about you. You a fool to think he would. You slow. So now Jordan's here with old boy there being nosy, and they talking about the situation with Rich with the babe, with the condom coming off and all that. And then they talking to Jordan about, what he's going through. And they kind of like, telling him, they each got their little thing going on. But Rich, just need to chill. Like, you really think she trying to set you up or play you? They don't really feel that she's the type. But he just got to be mindful. Like, don't have all that sex. So now this guy there, listening, hanging out while the boys go to work out or whatever or play ball. And he's talking to Gary's partner about, are you there? And he's like, yeah, I'm here. He tell him to put a bug somewhere. He found a picture frame and Jordan caught him. Like, I really don't think that Jordan's going to do anything to him. Maybe he has suspicions. Maybe he forgot something. I really think that the guy is going to play it off like the picture fell, not going to even pay attention to the bug that he planted behind. I think the plan is going to go on as usual. He's going to give Jordan some kind of excuse. And yeah, your place is going to be bugged. And they're going to be listening to it because I don't think Jordan is that sharp. So what do you think Put in the comments about this particular episode. What do you think is going to happen next week with Jordan and this guy? What's the deal with Sabrina and Rich? You think she's going to get pregnant? And what do you think about Karen and Danny's friendship? Is it authentic? You think eventually they're going to fall apart? Danny shouldn't even bother. What do you think? Because I really don't like Karen and how she handles Danny at all. I don't think that's a real friendship, at least not on her part. Karen just wants people to side with her, cater to her, and that's not what friendship is all about. It's not about agreeing with you all the time or doing things your way. So we shall see. Anyway, have a great week. Until next episode, stay authentically you, and remember, live the life you deserve. Love you all. Peace.
Talk to me nice.